Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick up where we left off, and we had just learned a little bit about how to orbit and move around in SketchUp using your uh, scroll button. Okay, so let's look at how you select and delete shapes. Okay, and we're going to go over the tools and more of basic orientation. So the first thing is there's a number of ways to select shapes, and then what's really important is the idea of making shapes into groups and into components. We'll get to that a little bit later. But first, we're just going to work with selecting the shapes on the screen. So I'm going to grab my selection tool, and the first way to select is to trap select. When I trap over everything like this, everything inside of here is now a unit. And if I manipulate it, it's going to manipulate all these things together. If I move them, they're going to all be moved together. If I apply an effect, a squash or whatever, it's going to apply that to all the shapes. I'm going to click away. That's how you deselect. Now, when you're working in SketchUp, everything is oriented around edges and faces. So with my direct selection tool, my standard selection tool, I can select any one of these faces, or I can click and select an edge, right? I can click and select an edge or a face, right? And I can hold down the Shift key and select the number of edges. And then if I click again on the same face, I'm sorry, edge, it will deselect it. And then I can click, and I can also add a face to that edge. So if I were to use my push-pull tool now, I would be adjusting that edge or that face. And so one is that I can trap select over a certain part like that and just select like the top or the front or the right. I can also click to select a face or click to select an edge. Okay. I can hold down the Shift key to select additional edges. And that's how you select objects in SketchUp. That's how you select. And I can trap select objects by dragging over them like so. And oftentimes what you'll do is you'll take a bunch of objects and you'll turn them into a group or a component so that you can manipulate them all together. And that's how I select the different parts of my shape with my standard selection tool. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. We'll come back and work on some more in just a second.